Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Jabulani Ori, aka Jabu, and I love to talk about the visuals in games. So I literally just rolled credits for Death Stranding 2. And I said, you know what? Might as well throw on the camera and record my decompression of this amazing game. In fact, the credits are actually rolling right now. I just pushed the PlayStation button so it can pause. It is currently it's currently 12:52 a.m. I tend to go to bed early. So to me, this is late. Now, Death Stranding, man, it was an experience, at least for me. This game hit on so many levels I didn't know were possible in a game, to be completely honest. And I've been playing games for a very long time. I've been playing games for the majority of my life. Played Death Stranding 1. I thought it was pretty good. But I feel like Death Stranding 2, it definitely surpasses what Kojima and Kojima Productions have done, because especially the finale and the things leading up to the finale. Let's just roll those credits. Yes. This game right here was something that I didn't expect to be this good. But I'm gonna be honest, I avoided all trailers. I avoided all the trailers because I feel like trailers spoil the game, right? So there will be no spoilers in this game. I'm sensitive to spoilers, so I wouldn't want to spoil that experience for you. But I just want to let you guys know that this is a serious game, man. Like, I honestly felt like I felt like every emotion in this game. Like, I had joy, anger, definitely anger, a lot of sadness, grief, and whatever other emotion you can even think of, like love, desire. I don't even know if those are emotions. I'm just saying how I felt at this point. But man, the game was just, in my opinion, a marvel. And I'm gonna definitely do a rundown and critique this game because the visuals was just stunning. From the beginning of the game, felt like, look, it felt like the team behind it was telling us, the player, look, man, we know this is a video game, but we're gonna treat it like we're taking you on the ride that we intend. And the way they do it is to mimic cinema. For those of you who know Kojima, you know Kojima, like, he wanted to make movies and then he got into games instead. And I must say I'm kind of happy it went that way, because if you play Death Stranding 2 and you've seen the level of quality that these very cinematic cutscenes are able to accomplish, your mind is gonna be blown. And it's not just about like sheer graphics, it's about the direction of the art, the integrity of what they're trying to say, and the clarity of what they're trying to say through visual design. To me, it's marvelous in this game. And it's something that I typically don't see in games, because in the back of my mind, this is a game. This is a game. I'm here to do a thing and to move on. And the story is nice and so forth, so forth. And I think that's okay. But every now and then you stumble upon a game that kind of merges those two things, right? When I say those two things, I mean like the cinematic storytelling and the gameplay storytelling, and puts it into one solid package. And it's a pity that there's this weird notion that, oh, the art, I like to think of it as art. The art of video games is like dying, right? There's not enough games to play and all this nonsense and all this drama. I don't care about any of that. What I'm looking for is the experience that the developer or creator is trying to get into my life, right? Through my eyes, right? And through my actions. And Death Stranding feels like that, right? A lot of people, they probably got put off by Death Stranding 1. And honestly, I don't feel like Death Stranding is for everyone. I don't think it should be for everyone. But those who appreciate a good story and through excellent gameplay, I think they should definitely look here. Like, if you're the type of person that loves like story in game and you want to feel those characters, this game is gonna do that, right? And I feel like it's gonna definitely hit you hard if you played the first one. The first one, for some reason, I thought it was a great game, but it just didn't hit like the second one. And I think because it's because the first game you're getting introduced to the characters. And yes, the first game does a very good job at conveying those emotions, right? And I'm not even gonna spoil the first game either, but certain characters are grieving and going through sadness. And you can either try to understand with a little empathy what they're going through, because it's very easy to feel connected to the distress that a lot of these characters are going through because of the quality of the emotions that are portrayed on their face. So I think it's something that all developers should strive for. I strive for it with the work that I do. I'm constantly trying to show emotion within the faces that I create. Because as human beings, that's one of the things that we're very good at. We're very good at looking at another human being, identifying an emotion, and hopefully understanding that emotion, whether it's through empathy, through anger, through love, through just an experience. And I think the thing about games is they can really do that. And it's something weird, because I honestly, and I'm gonna be completely honest on this video, I didn't really like Sam my first playthrough. I didn't really like him. I felt like he was kind of boring. I like Norman Reedus. I think Norman Reedus is fire, right? But I just didn't like Sam. He was like too dry. But in this game, like, I felt like, damn, like carrying all those packages, delivering all those packages, and seeing what Sam has to go through his entire journey, I felt like I embodied Sam, right? And it's very interesting because the premise of Death Stranding, right, I believe is existence. It's this constant tug of war of what exists and what doesn't exist. Life and death, right? And if you ever experienced the first game, you know what I'm talking about. The iconography in this game is insane. I'm telling you, I might have to sit there and like visually break down the iconography for this entire game. That's gonna be a hell of a project. But there is a lot of iconography when it comes to life and death, right? There are certain religious symbols, because you know a lot of religion has to do with surviving after this existence, right? And the thing that this game does that I really appreciate is it makes death beautiful, right? Not in a morbid way, but there's a certain aesthetic beauty that is within the way death is portrayed in this game. If anyone knows what the void out is, that's like basic knowledge in this story. When you see someone getting ready to go in a void out, right? Or to a void out, and they're kind of like laying there in this like black oil, like this substance. Because I know it's supposed to symbolize oil, like pollution and so forth, but I think the story has gone far further than that. So I think there are other things. So I don't really see what the BT swimming as oil. I see it more as a void of sorts, right? And when a person is like getting ready to do the void out and they kind of look like a mummy, and shout out to my brother Blue, because he pointed it out that a lot of the iconography in this game is actually Egyptian. It's a lot of tombs and a lot of things are in this game, rapping and things like that, and I think it's fascinating. But I think it's beautiful that within death there's this beauty, right? Another color that is used often in Death Stranding is actually gold. You'll see gold all over the place, you know? And I think that gold has a double meaning here. Gold, it's valuable, obviously, right? It's valuable, but it is also beautiful. And I feel like when you defeat like certain like enemies and they turn to gold and so forth, I think that's like Kojima's and his team's way of saying that even in death there's value, right? And this is how my mind works, and I'm sorry for the rambling, but this is how I like prepare my notes and get ready like to make a video. I have to think and decompress what I've just experienced. Another thing that I really liked about this game was the fact that it reminds me of other games so much, and I wasn't even expecting it. I admittedly am a pretty big Kingdom Hearts fan. A lot of people probably wouldn't guess that. I saw some Kingdom Hearts in here, in particular Kingdom Hearts 2. I can't even say why because it's kind of a spoiler. I also saw Mass Effect, right? The crew. Those who know, right? And I saw a lot of Metal Gear. I mean, come on. This is Kojima. There's a lot. You know what's so weird? I feel like his career as a developer, right? I feel like this game speaks to the events that took place with Kojima. And if you played the game and you got through the game, you will definitely see some imagery that is definitely Metal Gear. In fact, in a lot of the designs, you'll see, especially like technology, you'll see a lot of Metal Gear bleed through that, right? You can even probably look at something directly in Death Stranding 2, I'm not even gonna say what it is, and just think Metal Gear, right? So yeah, it's fascinating. It's fascinating, man. There's so many good things that this game does. And okay, and let me talk about the gameplay because it's not only about presentation. I have a lot of fun in Death Stranding simply because I play a lot of games. So combat, I'm constantly doing combat, whether it's turn-based, whether it's a tactics game, a shooter, if it's something like a third person, like sword and board, I've done it all, right? So in most games, you are spending most of your time defeating or slaying an adversary. Even Mario, you're jumping on a Goomba or Koopa Link's head or whatever. But in Death Stranding, your enemy is actually the terrain. You are a porter. And I like the fact that the game is like, look, man, your job is to deliver this shit over to here. You go from A to B. You got mountains, you got valleys, you got rivers that flood, you got snow, you got all kind of BT nonsense all over the place. It's fantastic. So I appreciate the gameplay aspect just for being that different. And I get really involved in being a porter. Like all my gear is right, everything is good. And I just feel great. I feel great delivering those packages. And honestly, I'm the type of person, Death Stranding player, that will reset. Like I would, if I fall and I tumble with one of the packages and it goes down to like 5% or something, I'm reloading that save and I'm going back. I did a lot of quick saving. Thank goodness for quick saving in this game because I did it a lot. I'll go back and just restart and then just take my time or even switch out my gear. So the difficulty for me, it comes from actually getting to where I need to get to. Not so much the combat, because honestly, I feel like the combat is kind of easy in this game. But it's fun. It is fun. And that's because of the amount of tools and weapons and different combat, what I'm trying to say, different combat equipment and just traversal equipment that you obtain while delivering your packages. I think it's great. And it's really nice that, exposition. All right, I'm just gonna have to cut this out of the video. It's fire, man. Damn. So there it is. That's all the credits, man. That's S, baby. That's what I'm talking about, man. I gotta work on my porter grade. I gotta work on my porter. Oh, man. All my stats. What? Huh? What the hell? Oh, that's dope, man. That's dope. Well, that was great. I had a blast decompressing my experience while watching the credits of Death Stranding. If you beat the game, please do not put any spoilers in that comment section below me. Let me know how the game made you feel. Like, honestly, like if you didn't like the game and it just didn't do it for you, just put it in the comment section. Like maybe, you got bored of doing, the package runs or whatever, or maybe there's something else you just couldn't vibe with. Let me know in the comment section below in a respectable way, right? But if you beat the game, if you actually finish the game, let me know how this game made you feel, man. Like, I feel like there's a lot of juice left in the art form that is video games. I feel like every time I'm like, yeah, man, they're not gonna get past this. I experience or play something else that raises that bar just a little higher. And I think this, for me personally, as a lifelong artist, this game was that, at least in my most recent memory, within the last couple years or so. Yeah. But anyway, as I said earlier in this video, my name is Jabulani Ori. I love art and I love talking about video games in art. I am still an active professional artist. I work by myself for myself. So I'm just doing the best I can. If you don't mind, you can head over to my store, jahbu.com, and take a look at my artwork. If you want to see more of my artist side, you can follow me on social media. I am simply JAHBU_ART, Jabu_arts. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I roll these credits. Remember to leave your comment in the comment section below. One love. Peace. And I don't game on this. This is my footstool. So fun.